Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Classic Comics. I've got a review of Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo number 3 here. So, at the end of last issue, Batman was given a choice of deciding between two people who should be put to death. Now, it turns out that these people are a former couple. They're divorced. And they're both they're both criminals, really. And they both have a history of abusing and neglecting their son, who is now living with his aunt. Now, Batman wants to save them both instead of choosing. So he gambles that by telling the killer that they both deserve to die, that'll be the right answer, and then he'll let them go. He also plans to save them both if that answer turns out to be incorrect. So the killer congratulates Batman on giving the right answer. But then he also says that it was supposed to be the Joker who came here to do this, not you. And since the Joker didn't show up, he was going to kill them no matter what anyway. So then he drops them both into this big metal shredder. A pretty awful way to die. Now, Batman tries to save them both, but he's in this booth behind thick, armored glass, and he tries to blow through it with a bomb, but he can't. So he can't save them, and these people both die. And, I mean, it's a pretty grim moment. And it does a good job of raising the stakes because, it shows Batman can't save everybody. And it also establishes that this killer, whoever it is, really means business. And it just does a good job of raising the stakes, I think, and raising the tension. Now, the interesting thing to consider here is that it was the Joker who was supposed to be here to do this, and since he didn't show up, that's why the killer killed both of them. But the Joker didn't show up because Batman is holding him prisoner, so you can kind of make an argument that this is at least partially Batman's fault. But of course, I mean, if the Joker had shown up, he wouldn't have cared if these people died, so he probably would have just let them both die anyway. So it's likely the outcome would have been the same. Now, that tooth that they got from one of the Joker clones in the last issue, it wound up being eaten by a bat in the Batcave, and then it transformed the bat and turned it into this kind of Joker bat creature, kind of like the Joker fish. So then they study the DNA of this new creature. And so the synthetic DNA that they found in the Joker clone DNA last issue, apparently it takes over the cells of a new host and transforms them. And since that synthetic DNA is bonded with Joker's DNA somehow, so that is what's causing these Joker creatures to be created. And then one of the Joker clones, he kills another victim, a cop. And as we see, they've got a collection of heads going here, down wherever this place is. So then Batman goes to a cemetery to meet with Donald Sims, who we met last issue, and he's running for governor. And so we learn that they meet at the grave of Sims's daughter, and she was killed by the Joker. So Sims makes it pretty clear he blames the Joker, but he also blames Gordon and the police and Batman. He blames basically everybody for his daughter's death. Now, Bruce is a shareholder in Simtech, Sims's company, and he asks him, you had some research going into some experimental stem cells that were going to be able to potentially could cure cancer, because they would be able to sort of take over the cancer cells and rewrite them, right? Kind of like what we see with these Joker clones in their synthetic DNA. And Bruce asks, you shut that research down. Why did you do that? And Sims doesn't really give much of an answer, just basically says, I didn't think that research was going anywhere, so I shut it down. So then Batman decides, and also Bruce hacks into Sims's computers into Simtek's computers to try and get more information, but they aren't able to get a whole lot because Simtek's firewalls are really good, apparently. So he decides to investigate further, and he's going to take Joker along. So we finally get back to Joker, the elephant in the room. He's been sitting there in the Batcave being held prisoner all this time. And Batman decides to take him along. Why he's doing this isn't entirely clear. But he makes it clear to the Joker, you know, if you pull anything, basically I'm going to beat you within an inch of your life. And Joker kind of reacts the way you would expect the Joker to. He's kind of amused. And they're going to board this train here. It's not explained why. We get a nice full-page spread here. And then on the final page here, Sims hears about the hack in the computers. And he realizes immediately that it's probably Bruce who's behind it. And so he decides that he's going to have to kill Wayne as well. So we know now that he is the one behind this, at least to some extent. So a solid issue overall. Silvestri continues to do an excellent job of writing both Batman and the Joker. Although Joker really isn't in this issue much. But Batman, he's driven and he's determined, but not vengeful. You know, he's not cruel or sadistic the way he is sometimes written. He's motivated by wanting to help Gordon and save innocents, as he should be. And, of course, Silvestri continues to do just a fantastic job on the art in this issue. It's just gorgeous, just like the previous issues. Now, the mystery of who's behind all this is resolved, with Sims clearly revealed as the culprit. He wants revenge not just on the Joker, but on Gordon and the police and Batman as well. We haven't really seen much of him so far, but he's been well written when he appears. Now, there are some things I question about this. The big thing that kind of bugged me with this issue is Nightwing appears, you know, he appeared last issue and then he appears early in this one. But then later, when Batman's going out with the Joker to try and find Gordon, you know, Nightwing's not around. So why isn't he helping? Why isn't Nightwing involved in this? Gordon's life is at stake. You'd think that they'd be doing everything they can to save him. So it's a bit sloppy in terms of the writing, I think, that he's not involved, or that at least they don't give some good reason for why he's not involved. But other than that, a good issue of this series. Again, I give this a thumbs up. This is one of the few DC comics that's actually worth picking up right now. Now, have you read A Deadly Duo number 3? If so, let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and also what you thought of this review. Also, please sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, and also I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow around 6 to 7, so I hope to see you then.